put on meat shield next.
Cool.
Give me a good one.
Hello?
Meat shield, you're up.
Well,
Meat shield, what's up, dude?
Wait, hey, Esfand, hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good.
I'm happy to be here, for starters.
Yeah.
You know me, like, I think it's rare for one of the olders to make it in chat, but, everybody knows what to do. You shoot me a shot, and I'll let you guys know. But, look, dude, like, for real, I heard about, and this is my question, I heard you don't like using cast iron. I've watched you on stream before, like many of us have. Like, my prized possession, and, like, you probably can't do video in your car, but I can go get it, and I'll show it to you, or pictures for chat. But why, my first part of the question is, why do you not like cast iron specifically?
Because I've used it twice, and both times it got, like, permanently dirty.
Oh,
like,
so I can help you.
Like,
go ahead,
just the food just all got, like, completely stuck. It was like a huge mess. It's like, I feel like it's way more overhead than, like, what I'll get out of it. Like, I think, yes, I could make, like, for example, a steak. I could probably make a way better steak in a proper cast iron skillet where, you sear it, you cook it, whatever, boom, put it in the oven for a little bit, like, do the whole everything.
But, I hate how you assumed how to cook a steak. Like, I'm very offended by that, for starters. Excuse me for being so bold. But secondly, so if you're upset about how your cast iron cooks, generally it's the cook that is doing it wrong. So, first of all, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to give it a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, whatever chance it is. I want you to turn the heat down on your cast iron. That's like the number one rule of cast iron. Turn heat down if you're cooking like regular things. And if it goes to clean up, before I get into the steak discussion, excuse me, I would. It's okay to be very abrasive, very rough, if you will. Sometimes you gotta take the cast iron, you gotta choke it a little bit. Sometimes a cast iron enjoys a little bit of roughness. It's okay. So taking the cast iron and putting under warm water with a chainmail, you should be familiar with chainmail here. But if you take some chainmail and rub it against the cast iron, it's good. Anyway, before I get too far off topic, I really want you, so the question I was going to ask you is how you cook a steak, but I already know you're going to mess the steak up, so I'm going to tell you instead how to cook a steak. So, cooking a steak, Gordon Ramsay, for starters, is an asshole. Like, I think everyone could agree. Like, he would yell at me, he would throw stuff at me, and I'd cook the steak, and he'd eat it, and be like, oh, goddamn, that's the best steak I've ever had. So, you reverse sear a steak in a cast iron for it to be the best. That's the key, is to reverse sear, not just a regular sear. You put it in the oven, dry it out like a fart. So the reverse sear is, for you, is, because, this is a question channel, but I'm just going to tell you to do something instead. So you take a steak, you put it on a rack, put it in the oven, and you cook it at around 250, 275 for, depending on the thickness of the steak. So if you've got an 8.1 inch thick steak, or maybe a regular steak, 2.75 inch steak, and you put it in the oven, and you cook it for an appropriate temperature, get it around 100, 110 degrees, you pull it out, and you put it on your cast iron, steaming hot. Okay. And you sear it then, after it's out of the oven. So it's already 100-ish so degrees. And you sear it in the cast iron, the thing that you hate, with a little bit of rosemary, maybe a little sprinkling of thyme, or real thyme if you have the money. Not everybody has the money. Maybe a little bit of garlic, a little bit of butter. You flip it a couple times, and you take it out and you let it rest. And that's it. Like, that's it. That's it. The hardest part of this is you put it in the oven and you wait for it. Right. You have to wait. It's not the other way around. The other way around is you sear it and then you're really upset when it goes in the oven. This is all the control. This is everything that a paladin wants. This is exactly what twisting is. It's control. It is absolute control of the situations that's in front of you. So, anyway, all that aside, I would ask you, why do you hate cast iron so much? And can you tell me the next time that you're going to use cast iron? Please, sir.
Well, I'm not opposed to using cast iron again. But, and in fact, I probably will do it again at some point. I just think in my experience, every reason has been, or every time I have used cast iron, it's just made a huge mess. And it's just a ton of overhead and all that stuff. Like time to clean it up and everything, which, like even that, like unfortunately, like I don't have, right? But I would probably try and use a cast iron skillet again at some point. Probably not during the Sub-a-thon. I would probably want to do it at a time where if I had to scrub it down real good and I just had to, clean up the, I mean, it'll probably be sometime after the Sub-a-thon. But
I've made jambalaya in my cast iron.
Really?
Yeah, I've made stir fry in my cast iron. What I'm telling you is a well thought out cast iron can really make the difference on your cooking stream. I promise that to you. Not only that, now I'm going to give you something really nasty. Is an enamel coated cast iron. Okay. This is some top tier. Like this is what I call somebody who, like, look at me. I own a streamer house. I drive a really fancy car. I have one of these because I actually, I probably should say this on stream, so excuse me, but I actually sold off one of my children. It was for a pretty steep price, but it was effectively a one-for-one trade to the enamel cast iron stuff that I got back. Uh-huh. And this stuff, let me tell you, like, if you don't like cast iron because of the cleanup and the mess, this stuff, if you trade one small child, that's what you want.
It's worth.
So, well, you have to make the child first, which is awkward, right?
Right.
But not impossible. I don't want to go on that topic, but you acquire yourself a child, and you effectively sell this child and use the funds from selling the child to XYZ country for this enamel coated cast iron. And, like, let me tell you, so I made mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, very messy, right? Uh-huh. Mac and cheese, very, very gross. Cheese melts, burns, whatever. And so I scooped out all this mac and cheese from the pan. And you know what? I used a little bit of scrub beads, and then I used a little bit of the chainmail. Again, familiar, like chainmail. Scrub that right off, and boom shakalaka, like super clean. Anyway, I really want to get your take. Like, you said you don't like cast iron. You said you don't like enamel. You said that you want to use it. I'm good with that. My actual problem is what is your issue with mixing eggs and chicken?
Wait, what do you mean?
If you mix, yeah, that's what I mean. What is wrong? If you mix eggs and chicken, what is wrong with mixing eggs and chicken? People get really offended. Have you ever seen somebody eat cooked chicken and eggs? It's disgusting.
Wait, when did I do that?
Just people in general.
Oh.
They mix. They take chickens. They kill them. They take their eggs. And they mix them. And they eat them.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most terrible things I've ever seen in my life. You take a small child of an animal, and you take the adult child, or excuse me, the adult of an animal, and you mix them together. Anyway, so I'm going to take 2 seconds. Everybody in chat, if you know me, you know what I do. That's what I'm here for. I love Esfand. I've watched him for years. I've given him free meals. I saw Rich, gave him free meal. So you guys know what to do. You send me a message, you at me, you let me know. Kick me out of here. Get somebody else in here who has some good questions. I love you guys. I see you all in chat. Let me know. I'll give you a sub. That's what I do. Kick me the fuck out of here.
There you go.
I'll kick myself out? Like, is that what I gotta do? Alright, fuck you guys.
Okay. Oh my God. I fucking love Meat Shield, dude. What a Chad.
Man, Meat Shield bought, was that PAX West in like 2018, 17? 2018. We were like PAX West Meat Shield called the restaurant and paid for our entire meal. Like, for our whole table. Like, it was like me,
Cool.
Austin. Who was at the table? It was like everybody. It was like it was a solid bill. Like few $100s. It was crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
What an Oiler.
Yeah.